This is Minecraft, the most popular game in the world. It released over a decade ago, and through the years it's transformed itself over and over again, keeping players gripped more than any other game on the planet. And I've transformed the game entirely. Every environment, every structure, even down to the finest details like the soundtrack and achievements, all in a single island. I've included inspirations from across the globe, adding brand new structures, stories, and features, revolutionizing how survival Minecraft can be played by both players and viewers alike. After dedicating my life to this project for over a year, I finally released the world download on my Patreon. But stay tuned to find out everything you need to know about the map and see for yourselves how I brought this world to life. So to get started in my enormous quest to transform the world's most popular game, Steph and I spent hours researching and discussing how we can make one giant island that could somehow contain virtually every key aspect of the game. We sketched out a general layout for the ultimate survival world island, which would span across 16 million blocks. Yep, you heard that correctly. If you stacked up every Minecraft block in this map, you could nerd pole through the center of the earth and still have millions of blocks to spare. We tried to place the environments in the most logical way possible, so you're not walking around from the freezing snowy mountains straight into the scorching hot desert. We even thought about some of the themes and real-world inspirations we could include in different areas. So with the layout planned, I jumped into World Painter to bring this epic plan to life in Minecraft. I built a huge mountain range for the snowy biome, broke up the island with some rivers and lakes, dug out a grand canyon in the mesa, added sand dunes in the desert, and painted on the different biomes so that they'd register in-game. And as you can see, this island is enormous, and we have a heck of a lot planned to fill it. To give you just a tiny teaser of what to look forward to, I've planned an epic Wild West inspired town and railroad for the mesa, an abandoned ancient city for the jungle, a dwarven kingdom in the deep dark caves, and so much more. That's not to mention all of the hidden Easter eggs, backstory, challenges, and custom loot, along with tons of insane ideas that you guys have come up with. With our empty island ready, I pasted in all of the vanilla structures ready for me to upgrade. First, I added villages into every biome, including those that don't naturally spawn villages. Next, I added in a bunch of pillager outposts across the map, which will also be themed based on their location. And finally, I placed all of Minecraft's structures into their corresponding biomes. Plus, when we get to transforming, I'll be adding some of my own custom structures as well. With the structures in place, I moved on to the vanilla trees, placing them across the entire map to simulate how they would spawn in a naturally generated Minecraft world. And I have to admit, I did add some oak tree clusters to the plains, even though they don't usually spawn there. It felt way too bare without any. And so our vanilla Minecraft map is ready for a big transformation. So let's get started with the plains. For our first transformation, I wanted to keep things pretty simple and true to the original game, especially since the plains is the most common biome in Minecraft, and it's the central hub and spawn point of our island. The first transformation to tackle are the oak trees scattered across the plains. I built several trees in a more realistic style in different sizes, and replaced the vanilla ones with our shiny new ones throughout the biome. The environment was still looking pretty empty, so I also created some small bushes and boulders to help populate the empty space and break up the landscape a bit. Before transforming the outpost in the village, I upgraded the island's ruined portal, which, when repaired, will lead to an epic transformation of the Nether. I played with the design a little, but ultimately settled on this stone archway, which nicely mimics the original design, just upscaled and a bit more dramatic. I added some damage and nether materials to make it look as though the nether blasted through to the overworld when this portal was first made by the island's resident witches, who inhabit the mushroom swamp down south. According to USW legend, the portal was destroyed by the plains villagers to prevent the Piglin clan from wreaking havoc on the overworld after the witches tried to steal resources from the nether. Spooky stuff, but it makes a pretty epic centerpiece for the island. At the other end of the plains, I'd placed down a pillager outpost, so I headed there for the next upgrade. Now I thought it'd be cool to match the materials with the sources of wood accessible in this biome, so I switched out the dark oak for some lighter oak and topped off the tower with the pillager faction's very own flag. The pillagers who inhabit this camp are actually ex-villagers from the Plains village who are stationed here to guard the border from the witch coven that inhabits the mushroom swamp. It's no wonder they're hostile to strangers, with witches living so nearby. To complete the pillager outpost camp, I took some of the small decorations that can spawn at an outpost tower and made some tweaks, just to enhance what you'd usually come across in vanilla. I updated the tents, training dummies, cages, and also added some of my own decorations, including a fire pit and bundles of oak logs. I used these new assets to decorate and surrounded the campsite with a spiked wood wall for a handmade look. Now this really looks like a fortified base put together by the pillagers themselves. To add an extra line of defense for our witch hunting pillagers, I added 2 guard towers either side of the entrance, trying to match it with the design of the main tower. And that's our outpost upgrade complete. Which biome's outpost upgrade are you most excited to see? And to finish up the plains, I headed to the village. Now in Minecraft, villagers can have a variety of professions which give you different options for trading. A villager's profession is determined when a specific block is placed near them, but a lot of the time their houses don't actually reflect their job roles that noticeably. This is something I thought would really elevate the Minecraft survival experience. So I decided to enhance all of the profession buildings, choosing different selections for all of my village transformations. In the plains, I dedicated my first building to the local fishermen. I branched off from the large lake with a river leading to a small pond and repurposed one of the original village houses for the fishermen to live in. I kept things really simple for these designs, with the plains being our most true to vanilla transformation on the whole island. There'll be plenty of crazy builds elsewhere. I added a couple of little piers, which will make nice fishing spots for both our villagers and for you guys.